Apple Futures is a program designed to deliver fruit with low or negligible chemical residues into discerning markets. Pipfruit New Zealand's aim is to provide growers with a mechanism to differentiate the New Zealand crop in international markets by exceeding standards that are likely to be implemented in the future.
As an industry, we've been quite aware of signals from the market. Europe in particular has been undergoing what it's called a harmonisation of its maximum residue levels over the last 19 years, in fact. It released those last year, and by regulation all EU states are now required to adhere to those MRLs. By MRL, I'm meaning the maximum residue level that is permitted under a regulatory program. It's an indication of good agricultural practice. It is often mistaken as a food safety level of requirement. That's not quite the case. It's what goes in behind building the MRL. When the industry saw where it was going, it undertook the research needed to prove the program that we were developing. But to roll that out in a very quick time frame, the industry sought assistance through the regional development organisations in Hawke's Bay, Nelson and Central Otago. This coming season, spring '09, will be our final formal Apple Futures rollout period. In the first year, being basically restricted to Hawke's Bay, we had something like 100 production sites involved. This last season, with it being nationwide, we've had about 52% of the industry Apple Futures involved in Apple Futures. We've had a random residue testing program in place so that all of our growers are tested on a random basis over a 3-year period. The testing is done independent of the grower and the packhouse. It is done at an internationally accredited laboratory for residue testing procedures. We not only test the products that we use, but we also test for a wide range of products that we don't use. And we are basically targeting parts per billion in our residue testing, and we want to be able to say to our buyers overseas that there is credibility in the New Zealand testing program.
Jim Walker from Plant and Food Research is working on methods to eliminate pests with reduced or no pesticides.
At the moment, growers through the Integrated Fruit Production Program have changed away from calendar spraying, obviously, through to trapping and monitoring programs. We now have 6 pheromones for all of the major pests that they are confronted with. In this case, codling moth, over here leaf rollers. But they've been using 6 pheromones now for the last 10 years as monitoring tools and making spray decisions based on pest abundance. The future is already around the use of those pheromones, but as control tactics in their own right. This is the codling moth mating disruption dispenser. Simply applied out there on trees can give complete shutdown of all the traps, complete shutdown of all the mating activity of codling moth within an orchard. What we have here, for example, just newly discovered here in New Zealand, these are male mealybug. All of them are males on here. The mealybug infests the calyx of the fruit, turns it black. These are the males. We've identified the sex pheromone, and now you can see simply by the numbers that we can get on these that male removal and thereby preventing male mating of females is a real control strategy in itself, or has potential for a control strategy. So mealybugs, this is another one, apple leaf curling midge. This is a small fly. So 6 pheromones, they're really powerful tools, and what we have to do with these new insects is to turn them into control systems. Once we do that, then we can take away any reliance on insecticides for their control. Well, I think the uptake of the Apple Futures program has been pretty impressive. We've got substantially now most of the industry buying into the program.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.